Hello family and friends. I hope you're having a nice Friday. We're about a week away from the 4th of July, and I didn't have a lot to decorate with for the 4th of July because I don't usually have company, although I did one year, a couple of years ago. I had unexpected company and it was nice. But this is what I was able to pull up out of my bins that I have for decorating. I decided to look through all of my red things that I have, you know, Christmas and stuff, and I found this red egg that I thought would be perfect for the birthday of America, 250 years that our country has been in official existence, so I thought the egg would be nice for that. And then there's an old doll, which is very American looking, and then just this little white milk pitcher. Dairy has been a huge industry in America and still is, and so I thought that would be a good thing to use with a little red bird that I use everywhere. I use it in my kitchen on a little shelf. It's a pie bird, and then I also use it in Christmas decorations sometimes. And there's the old genuine Americana 12 plate in the background, and some red metal stars in the background and also in the pot. And then there's a bulldog and kitty. And oh, that bulldog, by the way, I always mean to tell you and I forget, that was just a plain white bulldog with no eyes, no nose, and no mouth. And it was really boring looking, but I found it on eBay and I thought, you know, if that were painted, it could be really cute. So I painted it, and now it looks like an antique. I like the way that came out. So I had seen that done way back in the 70s, and I thought that I would give it a try, and I like the way it did turn out. And then there's a little red pie bird, and there's Avon glass. We're all familiar with Avon. And then I decided to show my little table of one dinner tonight here. This is just a pork chop and some sweet potatoes with some bacon grease added for flavor. If you've never done that, it tastes really good. And not that you have to add any, you know, fat to a sweet potato, but a lot of people add butter and sometimes margarine. Well, this is going to taste a lot better than margarine. So it kind of depends on whether you like the bacon flavor or butter flavor, but you can make them taste really good. And then there's a little okra that I like to heat up in tomato sauce with onions. It's one of my favorite things to have. And then I just made a little corner decor here so it would look inviting. You know, when you're living alone, it's really nice to, you know, take some time to cook for yourself and make some nice touches for your eating area or your dining room. You know, a lot of people end up just sitting on the couch watching TV or YouTube, and I do it too, but once in a while I decide to treat myself and, you know, make it nice. So I did this dinner tonight, and it's also to encourage other single people who are single senior citizens and don't feel like cooking or eating, you know, to encourage you to take a little time. It's really so much better. It makes your life so much better. And younger singles too. You deserve it too. You work all day, work all week, and you come home, and if you plan just a little dinner and a little table like this instead of always running through the drive-thru, I think it makes life a lot nicer. Where I live, I work on projects all the time. You know, like I just got done with that bedroom, and you know, one of the things I realized, one of the reasons it took me so long and I got so tired was I was still doing other things. You know, I still had to cook, and I still had to shop because there isn't any fast food anywhere close. There are some nice restaurants a half an hour away, but it's not a drive-through. If you want drive-through food, it's a whole hour away. So, after painting all day and working on any kind of project, working in the yard or whatever, I can't just jump in the car and drive to Del Taco or Taco Bell or a burger place the way I used to when I lived in California. This is completely different. It's even different from Pennsylvania. I mean, this is very, very remote. So that's something to think about if you ever really want to move to the country, is you have to plan ahead and put things in your freezer and your pantry that you can make when you're working on a project, or if you're sick or you just had a long, hard week for whatever reason, you want to be sure to have food that you can make quickly. So all of what I had here to eat tonight, this all came from the freezer just a half an hour before putting it all together. It didn't take me long at all. Frozen okra, the sweet potatoes were frozen. You could also use canned, of course. And the pork chop was frozen because I forgot to take out anything to eat for dinner tonight. I just got busy and forgot. And then, the sweet potatoes, as I mentioned, were already frozen. So anyway, I will try to come back with a porch video if I can, porch decor video for the 4th of July, if I can come up with enough to decorate out there. I'm not sure, and it's also extremely windy right now. So if you are a praying person, please pray for our area. Central North Washington, we get all summer long, we get severe winds, and it gets very, very dry here. It's nothing like the other side of Washington. And we have wheat fields, and we have silos and old houses, and it could all just go up in flames so easily. On a fire danger day, we do have a lot of firemen around, fire stations, and we even have a volunteer fire department right here in this tiny little town, and we have our own tanker, or I'm sorry, our own pump, I guess it's called a pumper, that's in a building right in this little town because the fire danger is that high. In fact, the fire danger is so high that most of us have a hard time finding any fire insurance that is affordable. So I just ask you to remember that. And of course, I remember everybody who recently lost any family members or friends, relatives in the B-52 crash, and also overseas in any kind of the military operations. I definitely think about you. I have a son who went into the Navy, and he was sent home because he had a kind of a heart attack issue right on a naval base, and so he ended up being on a medical discharge from the Navy, and he was not able to be in the Navy anymore, but he certainly thinks about the troops that he worked with, and so do I, because at one time I had a son who was in the Navy, but he's home now. Thank you for watching, and I will come back when I can. Goodbye for now.